Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another Bite-Size Branding live show. We have a very exciting show today. We're shooting from the Shangri-La. Look at it, still fancy here in Sydney. And I got Dan right beside me. We're breaking all the COVID rules as soon as we can because now they're gone, so we're out. Obviously, we have Grant with us. Always pointing in the wrong direction. There he is, Grant, joining us from Melbourne. Just coming out of lockdown now, aren't you guys?
Oh, it's 2 weeks already. We old timers now.
Do you remember what freedom feels like?
Oh no.
No. So conditioned to being inside.
It's called house arrest.
Grant, obviously. Dan, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Dan.
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. I think it's awesome on a Friday afternoon. A bit of a chat. Yeah.
And
Dan, you're getting a bit closer there. You're looking a little bit far in the distance.
It's too far away. You just want us to get closer.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Woo. Look, one of the big reasons we want to bring Dan on is because he's one of our clients, one of our favorite clients. We've launched some amazing stuff together, and what they've actually created is phenomenal. What they've grown and they've built is amazing. And I thought they'll share a little bit of the behind the scenes of what it's taken to build this and how it transpires from the brand to the experience and everything. But first, before we do that, Grant, tell everybody how the show is going to work today.
Well, Dan, welcome to the show, and to everyone out there. My name is Grant Thom, and I'm known as the head fire starter of the advertising and marketing industry. And what that means is I'm the guy that gets ideas started, launched, and grown. I help brands to become valuable, and I get brands to tell their brand story and with a view to educate and enhance their customers going forward. And when we're on the Bite-Size Branding show, we invite a guest, and what we normally do is we unbundle a subject in 5 minutes or less. And when we have a guest, we normally go up to 7 minutes. But today, because Dan really knows his subject so well, we decided we're not going to 7 minutes. We're staying on 5 minutes, and we're going 5 minutes per show times 3 shows is ultimately what we're going to do. So, Dan, you're the man.
Thank you.
Awesome, Grant. That was a good rev up. Dan, before we launch into the questions, give everyone a little bit of insight on what Trademark Group of Companies is all about and the trademark brand overall. Obviously, you guys have a lot of a lot of brands that cover quite a distinctive range of industries. Fill everyone in on a bit about what Trademark's all about.
Cool. So the Trademark Group of Companies itself is a group of companies that specializes in the construction and development field. We're essentially a community that brings people together. We categorize it in 4, so trades, suppliers, developers, construction companies, and they all come together and create a network, a community to be able to help each other, assist each other in any way they can. So obviously, it's the biggest industry, I'd say, but it's also a very small industry. Like there's so much that people can help each other out, create a community together, and that's what we're about. That's what we do. So we put people together, create introductions, and essentially we're a different level of networking. We're not your average, like, you just come here and network. We actually put the effort in to introduce you, create that opportunity for you, put you in front of the right people, bring the right people to you as well, and we do that. So that's the Trademark Group of Companies. The Trademark brand itself, multiple umbrellas. We specialize in construction logistics, which is Trademark Global. We are Trademark Transport, which is a national transport company. There's also Worldwide Logistics, which again is a project logistics company that does freight forwarding. So we're a lot of different brands that come under the umbrella, and yeah, that's the Trademark brand. But the Trademark Group of Companies is the construction networking side.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he undersells it. There's so many things that these guys are doing. He was just on the phone as we were starting the show, and then went, okay, I'm about to step into a meeting, and put down his phone just for us.
That's it.
How blessed are we?
Very.
So, Dan, the point that I forgot to mention is that we're all 3 of us talking 5 minutes. So you've got to get your elbows out there. You've got to get your point across. If you're talking waffle, we're going to cut you off and ask you another question. So no pressure.
Talking waffle, so it's
Awesome. We ready to go with the first question?
We're ready to go with the first question.
Cool. So one of the really amazing things and what has, tightened and created this relationship between Trademarking City and Dan and myself has been bringing this brand to life, this Trademark Group of Companies brand to life. But what people often don't know is all the thinking that goes behind it. and what creates the brand, and not only the brand, but the brand experience. How does it transition to connect with the right kind of people? Why is it positioned in a certain way? So what would be cool is to get a little bit of the background insight in why was it that Trademark Group of Companies formed into what it is now seen as, and why was it targeted that way? What is it that you wanted to create within the brand experience? And for example, why is Shangri-La part of the brand experience?
Of course.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we're
I
ready.
just want to highlight something there. You know, it's the objective and the experience of the brand. Is that right?
Yeah.
There we go.
Ready, Rumble?
Cool. Right. Let's hit it.
There it is. So go.
Okay, so I guess the reason the Trademark Group of Companies came together was a group of friends that came together to see where they can help each other out. So that's how it started, and then it just evolved from that. So it evolved into what it is now, which is we've got over 120 members. We got over, we got over 300 partners, together, and obviously Shangri-La, it plays a special role in it because they're a 5-star facility, and the businesses that we target are high-end, upper echelon, tier 1 businesses that, the business owners, when they come to such settings, they want that 5-star bidding. And we have international partners as well. These partners are, coming from overseas, obviously, to have meetings here and whatnot. So what we thought is what a great opportunity to have a place in a 5-star hotel that even when our partners do come, eventually when the borders open up, hopefully soon, they're able to have that. They're able to have that 5-star experience when they come to the hotel. They don't have to travel around for meetings. They can come here. We have our lounge here. We have meeting spaces here. They can have their meetings here. They can have their lunches here, dinners here, and whatnot, and then go back home to the hotel and sleep. I guess that's where the Shangri-La comes in. They've been an amazing partner with us. Obviously, all our community as well have been amazing, supporting each other, and that's how the brand developed from a group of mates coming together, mates in construction, to what it is now.
And there's that, and then every piece is kind of a reflection of that, right? So the way that you position the brand, the events that you host, the collateral that goes alongside it, everything kind of speaks to that same 5-star experience.
The luxury experience. Yeah. I think it's important as a business owner to have not only yourself treated, but your business treated to that 5-star experience. So that's what we provide. We don't just treat you as a part of the community, but also your business is a part of the community, and that's how it gets promoted. You get promoted by, obviously, your brand gets promoted by the group. Your brand gets promoted by the other members as well. Even somebody that has never done business with you, but they're a part of the community, they'll promote your brand. And I think your business gets treated in that way by having seminars for your BDMs, for example. They have a day that your BDMs come here to our lounge and have a chat and say, how do you do this? How do you do that? I'll get ideas off each other, bounce ideas. Obviously, as a business owner, when you go to a meeting, you want to have a bit of a special treatment. So, when you come here, you obviously get treated, you get greeted, you come upstairs. My word is mingle, tingle. So you mingle a bit, you tingle a bit, you have a bit of a jingle, and that's what it's about. And that's how the brand has grown, and that's how I guess you guys have helped us as well by understanding the brand and then helping us promote that brand because of the way you understand the brand. And I think a lot of different businesses, digital marketing businesses, they take you on as a client, but they don't really delve deep into what you do and how you do it and what you want to achieve. They just sort of get a task, they send you across the stuff and get it done. But what you guys have done is actually understand what it is that needs to be achieved and then make that happen.
But Dan, at what point did you know that this idea was going to work?
Oh, I think when we realized how we're helping each other and how people that saw that were gravitating towards us and saying, wow, it's really working. Can we be a part of the community? Can we help? And can you guys help us? Because it's not just about you come and you receive something. It's also about how can you help? There's no point. It's not a one-way street. It's a two-way. It's a two-way road. So that I think that's how it sort of grew, and that's essentially that's how it got the legs.
So out of all the hotels, why Shangri-La?
Because it's a multinational hotel.
Right.
It gives you the most options for event spaces. It gives you the most options for flexibility, and essentially, yeah, that's why the Shangri-La.
Fantastic. I've got to go. I've got to come.
Yeah. Once you're down here. By the way, we're going to come and see you up in Melbourne soon.
100%.
Yeah, fantastic. Looking forward to that. Yeah.
On our way. Well, cool. I think, and thank you for saying that. And that's one of the things that is really essential, I think, when you're picking any agency. And Grant and I have had a conversation about this in the past. It's all about getting really aligned and feeling like you're part of the thing that you're creating. There you go. Exactly on. I wrapped it up for myself.
You did.
So, do you want to wrap it up a little bit more?
Right. I think you're right. It's about when an agency gets the inside track of a business and understands the key stakeholders as to what they're trying to achieve. And therefore, it's like a partnership, but at the same time, bringing that additional value with the view that the brand has life and aspiration to that of their customers and the service that they bring.
Like that? You like that? Awesome. Well, let's move over to the next question. I think it connects quite well, because a lot of the things you talked about are also very symbiotic, very important within the customer's experience as well. And I think what transitions through what's created as the brand is what is then felt and experienced by the customers that get to experience the Trademark Group of Companies. Let's talk a little bit more about that. What is it around the events? What is it around the people who host and create the experiences? What is it about the intro process and everything that makes Trademark Group of Companies and the network so valuable to the members? I will just hit this little baby here. There we go. Look, I already started. Sorry. Whoops.
Yeah.
Rush. Go.
So I think what's important is that it's not just about intro. It's about understanding. Just like your brand needs to get understanding, it's about understanding what do you do, what do you want to do, who do you want to be put in front of, and how do you want that introduction to go. So, I mean, essentially the conventional way of doing introductions is, I send Bernard an email. I say, hey, mate, this is my friend. This is what he does, or this is someone I know, and can you help him out? And you might give him a call, and then forget to follow up with him or whatnot, and then that the intro fizzles out. So what the difference with us is we actually put you in front of them. It's not about just putting you in front of them. It's about creating that friendship that then evolves into a business relationship. So you might do an email introduction and then never speak to that person again, or you might catch up with a lunch for someone. Have a chat with them. Say, oh, what do you do? Oh, wow, that's great. I do this, and form that friendship first, and then that business relationship. And that's the difference with us. That's what we do. So we understand what you want, and then facilitate that in a way that it is a very informal way. It's not just sitting in front of someone and having conversations with them. It's more so over a setting that's comfortable, a lunch, breakfast, drinks, and then from that it evolves into a meaningful relationship. Something that it's not just I want business. It's I want to help you, and can you help me?
Yeah.
Exactly, because I think what gets lost in transition a lot of the time is introductions turn into I want this, I want this, I want this. But for us it's more I want this, but can you do this? And can I do this for you as well? And I think that's the most important part.
Yeah. And that kind of actually just happened. So we were just up at a lunch, which is why we thought it would be nice to kind of do this together and in the same spot. And through that lunch, Dan told me, look, I want to introduce you to this guy. You have to meet him. I feel like there's something you guys can do. And I sat down with this guy and we started to have a conversation. And at this point, there's nothing we could do together, but there is something he could do with my clients that would help them and give them a lot of value and benefit. So we're going to be catching up. We're going to be having a conversation. I'm going to be doing some introductions to some people in my network for him, because the joint ventures that they create or the partnerships that they could create are going to be extremely valuable for both brands.
Yep.
And that, even for me, is so much more valuable than just trying to get business for myself.
Of course.
Because I feel like the more you help other businesses, the more it helps everybody.
Of course. And then you got to think of it as you've had a lunch today, I had a conversation with Chris, and that's what you've done with him. Maybe in a week's time, Chris is going to have a lunch with someone else, and they're going to think of you. And that's more important than I've done an email intro and that's it. You
Yeah.
know, it's bringing it in, understanding, communicating, and then organic. I think that's the most important part. Organic. You know, it's not forced, it's organic. And that difference between us, we're not a networking community, we are a community. And that's what we are, to help each other out, you know.
We should put that on the website.
We should.
Yeah, that's great.
So what kind of clients do you like to engage with, Dan?
And to add to that, actually, I'm pointing at you over there, but you're here. To add to that, do you say no to particular people when they come?
Of course, because you have to. The experience that we're offering, it's for a set echelon of people, you know. So we don't say no for any reason other than if you can't help the community and the community can't help you, there's no real benefit, you know. So for example, as an example, if someone's selling water bottles, you know, they will be able to help, you know, someone's business with water bottle, but they might not be able to help in our community, as an example. So it's more so how can the community help you and how can you help the community? It's not a client customer relationship. It's a community. That's all it is. Yeah.
So how big is your community? When you talk about community, how big is, or how far, or how wide? How do you measure?
We have over 120 members. Members of the community, but we also have, obviously each member has partners and relationships and whatnots, and they're all a part of the community as well. So you know, you can't really put a number on that, but it's like essentially it's a very large community.
This is weird having to pick it up like this.
Yeah, I've got it over here. So bring it home, Dan. What would you say would be the next step to this brand that you've built? What is the next step that you're looking to extend on this brand?
I think the next step that you wanted to
I've never seen somebody so upset not to be able to. He was like, "That's it." No, that's right. Answer the question. So what was the question again, Grant?
What is the next step? What's the extension of this brand?
I think it's more so, again, as I said, the organic connections, just facilitating those. Obviously, we went through a lockdown, and you know there wasn't much of that face-to-face interaction. There was a community created. You know, there was certain online groups that were created and whatnot. But it's also bringing those communities together, maintaining those organic extensions.
Yeah.
And I guess then the next piece of that is what's the machine that's working in the background here? How, you know, this is growing quite rapidly. What is it, even a year old now? Maybe a bit over a year old.
It's been in the works for a couple of years, but as a growing community, it's about 12 months.
About 12 months old. How are you going to continue to maintain the experience, maintain the quality, maintain the interaction as this group grows? What is it that supports kind of like what's in the motor room that supports the network overall? Whoa, man! Just wait for the clock. Too eager now. There you go. Now you can go.
I think what supports the group and what's the most important thing is that there's a common denominator, which is the industry specificity.
Yeah.
So you know, you might be at an event with someone, a trademark event, and you're sitting and talking, and you're both in the same industry, I guess. So you will have that common denominator. You'll be able to connect, and you know, if you directly, just like yourself and Chris earlier, if you can't help them, like you know, a couple of people that can help.
Yeah.
And I think that's important, because you might with other groups and communities and whatnot, you know, you might be at a lunch or whatever, and you're sitting with people that you know, you have no sort of relation, no common denominator. I love that word, so I'm going to use that. You know, you have no, you know, there's no relation. So you're sitting there, you're chatting with them. You might become very good friends, but as a business, as a community, there's nothing there. But with us, like, you know, you might be sitting in a room with 10 people, 2 people, 100 people, and there's always that common, we this is what we do. We don't do that, but we might do this, and you know, the juices get flowing. I think that's So,
you know, we live in a great country, And I know that Sydney is the best, but there's a Melbourne and there's a Brisbane. So when are we branching out into this region of the world?
Well, to be honest, man, like with the community growing so much, like it's not going to be too long until we do. I'm telling you that much. Like
Grant just wants to know when he can get in on
because
that.
a lot of the people within our community are either national or multinational businesses. So it's a no-brainer for them to have a whatever their representatives in Brisbane or Sydney or Melbourne or whatnot to join. So it's not that. Obviously, with lockdowns, everything got put on hold, no matter what it
Absolutely.
was. So,
Sure.
yeah.
But it's to get the people from Melbourne and the people from Brisbane to understand the value and the core and the culture as to what it stands for. I think that's what's missing here is the fact that you've got your little hub working there and it's working, and I'm hearing for the first time and I know that there's great appetite for what you're offering, is to roll that model out as well within this kind of capacity.
Do you think Melbourne and Brisbane have the same appetite as Sydney for something like this?
100%.
Yeah,
I think
bigger. I would say bigger.
Yeah, 100%. Like I think I'm going to speak about Melbourne. Melbourne's very relationship based.
Very
Relationship based. Like it's a different market. It's so weird because obviously it's one country, but each different state or each different city has a different way of operating business. So yeah, Melbourne is very relationship based, and Brisbane as well. Sydney, because it's a bit of a bigger city, there's a lot more saturation in it. So obviously relationship does mean a lot, but it might not be the be all to end all. But yeah, with Melbourne, with Brisbane, from personal experience, it is very relationship based. So you've been working with someone for 20 years, you'll maintain that relationship even if they're $100, $200, $1,000 more expensive. Whereas in other places such as Sydney, you might have a good relationship with them, but that relationship is a business relationship. And I think that's the most important thing about the Trademark Group. We create that friendship that even if you are, a bit more expensive or a bit, this different service or whatever, like that relationship is still maintained, and that's what's important.
Yeah.
It's not about it's about quality. That's I think the most important thing about our community. We're about quality, and quality is the most important thing. It's not about quantity; it's about quality.
Yeah. So when you look at people abroad, like internationally, are they also involved? You froze. You have froze. Hello, Sydney. Hello, Sydney. Bernard and Dan, are you there? Well, looks like I'm the only one that's on the show. So, guys, that's sometimes how live television works. If this is live and it's going out live, well, we just lost the main component of the show in Sydney. And so obviously they are having more lockdown. But be that as it may, I think that listening to Dan and the concept is what he's putting together is ultimately a valuable concept about relationships, adding value, enhancing, and putting forward even more collaboration with the view to be effective, to create leverage, opportunity, and of course, income together in the sense of support. So instead of going looking and hiring, partner with it. And I think Dan's the man for that organization. So I'm not really sure where we are, but bite-sized branding has never ended this way before. And if it has, well, I'm the anchor and the host. And, in future going forward, just like the show, share the show, ask us a couple of questions, and I'll make sure that next time we make sure that the host doesn't disappear in the middle of the sentence. But be that as it may, I welcome you all to just keep on challenging, asking questions, because we like it on the show. So until next time. Keep it together. Keep on hustling. And let's make it work. Goodbye.